Hey there everyone! Today in this week's unit of study, we're going to continue talking about perimeter and area, but this week you probably have already noticed that the shapes look a little bit different. Last week's unit of study had us focus on regular shapes like squares and rectangles. Well, today the shapes have gotten a little bit different. Sometimes mathematicians call them irregular because they're not our typical squares or rectangles. They're actually rectangles or squares with extra rectangles or squares added onto it. But the same things apply here. The perimeter is still the distance around the outside of the shape, and the area is still the measure of how much space a shape takes up. So how much on the inside of the shape. So I'm going to do the red one with you, and then you're going to get to practice with the blue one, and I will help you see the correct answer, and maybe our answers will match. We'll see. So here is the red irregular shape, and I'm going to start with perimeter. Remember, that's the distance around the outside of the shape. Well, each of these squares is worth 1 inch. And I'm going to go down all the way down this side of the shape. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches right here down the side. Now I'm going to add on these bottom ones. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 inches to travel across the bottom of the shape. Now to go up towards the top, there's 4 inches. And then over is 4 more. Then it's 3 to get back to the top. And 4 to get all the way back to the start. So my job now is to add all of these inches to get around the shape together. 4 plus 7 is 11, so I've got those. Plus 8 is 19, plus 4 is 23, plus 4 more is 27, plus 3 is 30. So the perimeter of this red shape is 30 inches because it would take 30 inches to travel around the outside of the shape. Now to find the area, I can, if I wanted to, add each of these squares together because each of these is worth 1 square inch. I could also think about what shapes I see here. So I know if I were to draw a line right here, that would create a rectangle here and a rectangle here. So I could find the area of each of those. And based on what I learned last week, I can multiply the length times the width and get how many are inside. So 4 times 3 for this part is 12. And I can always check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's 12 square inches in here. Now for this rectangle, I've got 4 by 8. And I know 8 times 4 is 32 inches. And I could check that by adding all of these together. And if I counted each of these squares, I would also get 32 inches squared. So for the area of all of it, both rectangles together, I can add those together and I get 44 inches squared. Now, I want you to do the same kind of thinking over here with this shape. I want you to find the perimeter and the area. If you'd like, you can draw this on your desk. You can recreate it in Braining Camp, or you can get out tools and use your 1 square inch tiles to create this as well if you need that. But I want to know first the perimeter. Go ahead and enter that into PlayPosit, and then we will check it together. All right, let's check it. So for this side, I know there's 5 inches. Then all the way across the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inches. And again, I'm adding together all of the sides because that's how many inches it would take to get around the shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 3. 3 more to go down. and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, 3 up to the top, and 3 back to the beginning. So 3 here and 3 here. Now I can add all these sides together. 5 plus 11 is 16, plus 5 is 21, plus 3 is 24, plus 3 is 27, plus 5 is 32, plus 3 is 35, plus 3 is 38. So if you wrote 38 inches as the perimeter, you are correct. Nice job. Now it's time for you to see if you can determine the area of the shape, how much it's taking up on the inside of the shape. Go ahead and enter that into Play Pause It, and then we will check together. All right, let's check. Well, I noticed that I could split this into a couple of different shapes. So I could make this a square and this a square and come up with how much these are worth pretty quickly. 3 times 3 is 9. So this is 9 inches squared. These are identical, so I know this is as well. Then this has 2 by 11. 2 times 11 is 22 inches squared. And now I just need to add these together. 22 plus 9 is 31. Plus 9 more is 40. So the area is 40 inches squared. So we were able to find the perimeter and area of both of these irregular rectangles and squares. To do the perimeter, I added up the inside. To do the area, for the perimeter, I added up the outside of the shape. And for the area, I determined how much it would be on the inside of the shape and how much it's taking up. You're going to get the chance to practice this even more in part 2 and 3 of your unit of study rotation this week. Feel free to go down to part 2 now and see the directions, and then you'll be able to get started on practicing. Have fun!